Live and direct. Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey.
How y'all doing? How you doing? How your mom and them doing? So what's up, Angel? What's going on?
Not that much.
Nothing much. How was
Just
your
relaxing.
weekend?
It was good.
It's good. Mine was good as well. Steady recovering from the eye procedure I had. Feel about 80%. Almost there. Not quite out the woods, but I'm recouping. Anything else you had going on over the weekend?
No, not much. Just relax.
Yes, that's good. It's always good to relax. So we're gonna let everybody get a chance to get on into the get in. Then we're gonna do sports wrap. We haven't done that in a while. And there's a couple of topics that are really pressing that we'll spend a little bit of time on. We'll talk about the Kobe Bryant memorial service that just happened and some of the highlights of that. And, so of course, there's always going to be a story on the story. There's new stories based off of the man's memorial. So we'll talk into that real quickly. And then, we can't do a sports wrap or have anything to do with sports and not mention the controversy behind the NBA All-Star Dwayne Wade and his wife Gabrielle Wade's decision when it came to their 12-year-old son's sexual preference. So we're going to get into that too. We're going to talk about the memorial. We're going to also talk about D Wade and Gabrielle Union's decision on their stance on their son and his sexual preference, and how that wildfire has gone crazy. So for y'all that's just coming in, if you don't know, now's the time for you to go ahead and get your adult beverage. Go ahead and get your marijuana, whatever it is that you do to make yourself comfortable. Get your party started.
Mary.
Party favors. What's up with it, sis? Hey, what's going on? Whatever you do to get your party started, you know what I'm talking about? Now is that good time to go ahead and do so. Because that's exactly what we're about to do. We preparing to get this party started. Matter of fact, I'm going to slide over here for a second so I can continue on with my party favorite. Excuse me. So what's up, Angel? You quiet?
Just relaxing.
Just relaxing? Talk to the people. Or not.
What's up, sis? How you been doing?
She say on perm. Mary says on perm. You been on perm, Mary? I know you have. I know you been on perm. What's the latest and greatest down there in the 662?
A lot better.
Just taking it one day at a time. One day at a time. That's the best way. It's a lot of
Try not
echo
to
in
see my
here.
blood pressure up.
It's gonna be echo. I might hear a little echo. We're doing some rearranging to the studio. So if you hear an echo, please understand that it's not our fault.
I hear you.
Mary said, same crap, different day here in the Ville. Man, I think they got it like that nationwide, worldwide. Same old shit, just a different toilet. You already know. But hey, guess what? You're alive. We got shelter. We can survive. We got food, water. Maybe broke. And I may be ugly. But guess what? At least I'm alive, goddammit. At least I'm alive. I can make something happen from there. So, if y'all didn't know, in 2020, society, for some reason, is still having this issue with double standards. That's right. It's 2020, and you would think that we have got past the point of having double standards, especially the really, really, really controversial ones that seem like they've been here since the beginning of time. But no matter what the movement, no matter what group you with, no matter what background you come from, it seems like there's always these double standards in American society. And it's seeming like it's becoming a worldwide thing in general. So that's our main topic tonight. We're going to be talking about double standards, the controversial double standards in today's society. Some of them stem from the beginning of time, some of them that's just jumped in the game. But that's what we own. We talking about it. Before we get into our main topic, of course, like we do on Tuesdays, we're going to hit y'all with this sports wrap. What we're going to be talking about tonight, Kobe Bryant's memorial, and also D. Wade and Gabrielle Union's decision on how they're handling their 12-year-old son's sexual preference. Is that even a preference, though?
The child shouldn't have a preference at 12.
I know. I'm just saying, like, is it? Because preference is if you
prefer something.
You prefer, one's to be attracted towards one sex or the other. Is that a difference though when on what you want to identify as? Because he is saying that he wants to identify as a woman, but does that mean that's crazy. So what's gonna happen if he end up being a lesbian?
Will Smith's son is?
He a lesbian?
No, but he looked like one with the dresses on.
No, what I'm
like
saying,
a pretty girl.
What I'm saying is like, this is different because this ain't him coming out the closet and saying he's gay and this is his sexual preference. He's coming out and saying, Mom, Pop, I don't want to be a boy anymore. Now I want to be a girl. So
technology can give it to him too.
Okay, hold that thought. Before we go there, because that's been all kind of people's topics. Motherfuckers been talking about that shit for the last week. I ain't gonna talk about it too deep. I just want to get some opinions on it and see how people feeling.
Society give it to him.
They can order that shit nowadays.
They can say exactly what they want.
But what about, before we even go into that though, did you see on YouTube or anything about Kobe's memorial?
Yeah.
His memorial service?
Yeah.
Once again, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, and all of the other people who lost their lives and their families. May God please hold y'all strong, hold y'all high, and somehow, some way, allow for y'all to make it through each day. Y'all strength is for sure gonna be a template for other people.
Right. Exactly.
Man, there was so much shit going on with that memorial, man.
Well, it's when I looked at it, what drew my attention was Michael Jordan's speech.
What you think? What would you think about it?
I think it was. Speech. I think no. It's nothing wrong with the speech. I think it was too, like they always do. They make it into a fucking entertainment, like the Oscars or the Grammys,
or like an award ceremony.
Yeah, it felt like they picked all these high-powered people. What about the average? What about the people that knew him, that really knew him, that I don't know.
And then
I just don't want no fake people speaking on me when I pass.
Then they had the controversy of how the parents weren't mentioned, and should they been mentioned?
Who parents?
Kobe's parents.
They wasn't. Nobody mentioned his parents at all.
Well, his mama came up there and she was hot looking. Like in her face, you could tell she was like
she was
disturbed. Not even like just like, it wasn't like a look of just a mourning loss look.
Yeah.
It was kind of more like a I'm pissed off look.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what that is. Sure do.
And you know, now everybody trying to jump on the, well, his parents wasn't cool. You know, they put him through so much, and he really didn't have the best relationship with his parent. Man, look here, man.
Gives a damn. That was still his mom and dad.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have provided the life for Kobe that they did, you would not know Kobe as well.
Exactly.
If they wasn't so tough on him and isolated him the way that they did, and if his dad didn't keep him in intense training like that, yeah, he wouldn't be one of the greatest of all times, if not the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just so crazy how even in memorializing someone, remembering them,
they still gonna do you dirt. It don't matter.
That shit is, I was like, wow.
It don't matter who you are. They did Michael the same way. They've done so many people the same way. It shouldn't be no shock to people no more. These funerals shouldn't be no shock. Them ain't funerals. Those are
anytime they word I can use for them. In like Hollywood or Staples Center and these big venues and shit, these theaters and shit, that shit just,
but see, it's still up to that person's husband or wife or children to say what they want for them. They can put a halt on all that shit, but they don't.
But when you're a public figure like that,
I understand that, but they'll just do a memorial service where it ain't all these celebrities. Do a quiet memorial service. Do a quiet memorial service for him, and it ain't gotta be all on TV. Or if you're gonna do one for other public, do one on TV, but let it be a memorial service without all the extra. All the extra. Who needs all the extra? Yeah. People are coming to mourn. They supposed to, but it's not like that no more.
And when I seen that, I was like, here we go again.
And what's crazy is that the rich have huge funerals, like there's a big concert going or something. Mm-hmm. And when you ain't got no money, it's hardly anybody ever show up.
You gotta do catfishes and
nobody else shows up.
Right.
People don't show up to funerals no more.
And it was people from neighborhoods out this way that was trying to find their way down to LA to go pay respect to Kobe, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But like you said,
Hell, pay respect to the people that's getting
some
killed,
of them
right?
people to do the same
Yeah.
thing for the people that's been
Yeah,
killed.
Been killed right here in Sacramento, right in the area. Kobe, you knew Kobe through TV. That's it. The closest you probably ever got to him was through TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he don't know you coming. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's wasted money. I'm not saying you don't go and you ain't got to show respect, but there's a way to do everything. You really want to show respect, get a card and send to his wife.
Yeah.
You know, little shit. I bet you she appreciate that more than all that shit that just went on today. And supposedly somebody said something about Beyonce did something.
They was asking, how is it that Beyonce able to sit right behind Kobe Bryant's wife?
Yeah,
Well,
that's the devil herself.
It don't matter because she got money. Hell.
Because she's not even brother, she's no kin to him. That's why they actually the family sits behind her.
That's because it's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But who cares?
Right.
What's the big deal?
Why should that be a focus during this time? And that's what I was saying about it.
It's no big
Our
deal.
people is just, oh man, it's crazy.
We will find anything to nitpick at. But soon as our enemy come upon us with some crap, we don't do shit. So just shut the fuck up. And that's what trips me out.
So
everybody got so much.
That was one thing going on, over the weekend since we was on last. That was one thing going on in sports was the Kobe Bryant memorial. And once again, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, and everybody else involved in the tragic accident. All right. And outside of that, man,
we had to read some what Mary said.
Read them comments before we get on that D
She said shit. They had it. She said, how are you? Fine. She said, same crap, different day. You're in the bill. At 12, I was still playing with toys. He's too young to know what he wants. Yeah, he is.
And there's a lot of people that is like fighting both ways. Like at first you had nothing but people, at least on my timeline and a lot of people that I seen, you had nothing but people like, oh hell no.
Well, y'all know how I feel when it comes to messing with these kids. You come messing with these kids, that's when I get
out of pocket. He out of pocket. Everybody was on D-Wade at first. And then here in the last 2-3 days, I've seen a great push for support for D-Wade. And then now it seems like, recently I'm getting more and more people just basically like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's his kids.
Yeah.
They gonna do what they
do. I don't think it's right, but I mean, who am I? I mean, shit.
But man,
what they gonna do anyway? Got money.
But that, yeah, and all that, man. I mean,
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, your opinion don't matter.
Of course not.
They're gonna do what they want to do, people.
But this is it's a lot to that too, because it says so much about really where we at in times.
Mm-hmm.
It really does say a lot about where we at in times, because if we able to even sit back and as a council, as a society, let this just happen, and then to know and say, well, they rich as hell anyway, so they gonna do what they want to do. That's in so many messages
Mm-hmm. But that's the way it is with the people that got money. That's the way the world is. It didn't used to be like that. People didn't used to do. People weren't sitting up thinking about cloning their kids and what odds they want to give them and all this shit back in 20, 30 years or 40 years ago.
Now you can order.
Now you can order what the fuck kind of child you want. I want the baby with big feet. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want my daughter to grow up and have big titties. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. It's crazy, but that's a part of. I couldn't imagine if I had money, I wouldn't spend it on some shit like that. But that's the motherfuckers that they gotten bored with their life and don't have shit else to do, or the ones that can't have kids and they want to order some just ordering like a pizza. I mean, you order a baby.
It's all kind of shit you can do. Mary said to the point of about Kobe's memorial. She said they had a private service for the family. The memorial was for friends and fans. Yeah, we're talking about the memorial.
Yeah,
the funeral service itself.
Oh, okay.
These memorials, though, they
but the memorials are like, goddamn. People, I didn't even know people started having 2 funerals. That shit is still a funeral. So okay, we're gonna do a memorial. Okay, we're gonna do.
When you're a public figure or you're a celebrity.
Okay, but you don't. They don't have to make. Maybe they need to do something different.
Something for
the public. I know that, but they don't have to make it look like a goddamn circus.
True.
They have too much going on.
Maybe that's the intent sometimes.
And then they charge tickets to come in here. To some of these places, some of these memorials, they put tickets on Eventbrite real quick.
Yeah, that ain't cool. But you know what? Like I said again, it says so much about where we at in the times, man. It say a whole lot about it. This is crazy. But as far as D Wade though, it's not that shocking for me for a couple of reasons. One, D Wade was one of the first on his way out before he retired. Like I'm talking about like 7, 8 years ago. He was one of the first to really start pushing that line when it comes to the effeminized fashion. You know what I'm saying? With the high cut pants. You know what I mean? What you call them, like capris, leather capris, and you know what I mean, short suits and real tight skinny jeggings, and you know what I'm saying, just all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he influenced a lot of other, you know what I'm saying, players like LeBron and Westbrook, and you know what I'm saying, a bunch of them, you know, to start kind of, you know, bringing in that fashion. Mm-hmm. So I always kind of, you know, used to question his fashion. And then, you know, with his better half, Gabrielle just comes across as like she's that type that.
Well, you know, for a long time, people didn't like Gabrielle. Yeah, she always had that snooty ass attitude.
A lot of black women really didn't like her.
Yeah, because she had that snooty attitude. You know what I'm
and she, and this may not be the case at all, but it just feels like, and it comes across as she would be the domineering one in the relationship. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching, but it just seems like with D Wade being or appearing not to be as masculine and his wife being more domineering, I think that could and possibly may have something to do with that boy's decision. And nobody else looking at it like that. But I think that might got a lot to do with it. If you see your dad, you know what I'm saying, is not ultra masculine and fashionably, he, you know, crosses the line. He's right on the waters of, you know, what's suspect as far as how a man should and should not dress, and he's in the public eye doing it. And your mom or stepmom is super aggressive, run the household. When you see strength in a woman, your daddy trying to be a woman and your mama is the superwoman.
That's not him of a song. Your dad tried to be.
Stop. Stop.
That's a nice name of a song. Say that again.
Your daddy trying to be a woman, your mama is a superwoman.
your dad tried to be a superwoman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying, basically, the young man, he's seeing a role
I'm going
reversal.
live the next 30 minutes.
Go ahead. You can go live right now. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think that young man has seen a lot of role reversal, which is what society has done to us. You got a lot of these young men looking and acting like females as far as the attire that they wear and their characteristics. They have a lot of female traits as far as the gossiping, the jealousy, the being competitive amongst each other, the backstabbing. That used to be stuff that we would, no shade to the ladies, I love my women, but y'all know as well that those certain type of characteristics and traits were associated mostly with women because it's just naturally some of the things that women would do. Not in 2020. Not in 2020. Now you got fellas.
What?
Mary said I need to put some oil in a chair. It's squeaking.
Who, mine? Are you? Mine?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's yours. Lean back or forward. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did that before. It probably needs some more. Thank you. I didn't even notice it.
We got you. We'll have it right next episode. So yeah, now you got some cats that partake in female traits just as much as females do, and you got a lot of females that are uh, having to step up. They're being independent. Um, don't have a male in the household. Are constantly saying or telling children sometimes I'm your mama and your daddy. Um, having to do the domestic things in the household that most women are usually doing and having to go out and do things that men do usually, So this all this role reversal, this psychologically plays a part on a child's psyche, depending on how it is. If it's not balanced the right way, and if it's just like cut loose, and if you just got money and you just like it is what it is, that shit could be damaging. Because you got to think, okay, this is a 12-year-old kid that say he's feeling this way, and everybody's saying ain't nobody feeling like that.
Okay, so Mary.
So how the hell did this boy? Where is he coming from and thinking that this is cool in this house?
Just like Mary said, at 12 years old, I still remember playing with paper dolls.
Yeah.
At 12.
Which we all gotta know and understand that yes, it is a different times. It's 2020. It's being 12 in 2020, not in the 70s, not in the 80s. Okay. So we gotta put that into play too.
I know it's a lot of more things that kids can get in. I know a lot of more things that they can get into.
Mm-hmm. I'm just throwing. I'm not saying I agree with.
There's a lot more things. There's a lot more things that children can get into. I know,
Right.
but I'm just saying because of our parents is why we wanted to play with dolls at 12, because they was not going to allow us to have our own thoughts. And not saying we didn't have our own thoughts, but we wasn't playing with games that would grow us up, listening to certain music, running with the wrong crowd. We wasn't at 12 years old going to our friend's house, spending the night and doing what we wanted to do because their parents was at home. It wasn't a single parent home. Most parents, when I was young, was growing. The parents was both in the home. You know, you went to your friend's house and you seen dad and mom. You know, and so it was a certain way you was gonna act. You wasn't gonna be trying to do no bullshit at your friend's house because guess what? They was gonna call your mama or your daddy. You know, so when it comes to kids having their own mind, their own preference at 12 years old, saying, okay, mom, dad, I want to be a female. There's some shit going on. Where's they getting this shit from? Or she coming in saying, okay, mom, dad, I want to be a boy. Where the fuck are they getting this shit from? Because I remember at 12, also, we were out fishing in the evening or ripping and running or playing Foursquare in the street. Our moms and dads was home sitting on the porch watching us. We wasn't able to do a lot of shit that the kids do today. Where do a child get the mindset to say, I want to be something of what they're not? If you was born a boy and you want to be a girl, Mom and dad should be questioning why the fuck they thinking like that. Not talking about some, I think I'm going to let's go ahead and let them. What the fuck? It's crazy. Nah. Hey, you guys, how are y'all? This is On Point Media. We are live right now on YouTube also. And we've been discussing some issues on YouTube that we think that we wanted to get some opinions on and thoughts about. So you go ahead and say something.
Yeah. What's up with y'all? What's going on over there? Hey. What's up?
On Point Media.
Yeah, you know they hating on me again.
It'll
never stop.
Who's hating on you? Are you on wireless?
Oh no.
Make sure your wireless on.
They always hating on me. That's why I never came.
No, your wireless not on.
That's why I never did come over here.
Okay, now see if you can go in now. What are you doing? Oh, you got to sign in.
Well, see how they do me.
Anyway, so we were talking about what's his name? D-Wade.
Yeah.
D-Wade and Gabrielle Union's son saying that he wants to be
a woman.
His preference is he wants to be a girl. So I have my opinion on it. I don't want to hear you guys' opinion. I want to hear y'all opinion. And then we were also speaking on the Kobe Bryant Memorial. If anybody's seen that, what do you guys think about that? Now that was something. So now the people that's over here on YouTube, we're over also on Facebook.
What's up?
So I'll let you guys know we're on Facebook too. But if you feel comfortable in YouTube, that's fine.
I like YouTube.
He likes YouTube more. I like Facebook more.
YouTube is
so we clash.
You don't clash.
Okay, so
yeah,
it's still not coming out.
No, they hate nothing. That's why I don't be on Facebook with it. There's some scoundrels.
Once you walk towards the front, come back.
Left burgers.
So anyway, Mary, let's read some of Mary's comments. She say,
comments.
put some more money share, bro.
She say, Mary said, it's these new kids with all this TV and internet. They are way more advanced than we were.
Yeah.
Facts.
Plus these parents trying to be these kids' friends instead of parents. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. And that's why I always say that you don't challenge your mother, you don't challenge your father, you don't challenge your parents at all. And a lot of these grown ass adults are doing it. So when the kids see the mom and the dad disrespect their parents, that's what's just going to continue to follow.
Cycle.
You know, it's going to be a cycle. It's not going to be nothing nice. It's going to be worse and worse and worse. You know. It's not hooking up.
You go ahead and do live.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
I'll be on.
You too.
Yeah.
They don't like it more.
They're not dealing with me today.
Just leave it there like that. Just it'll probably come in. Just don't close it out.
Whatever.
Don't close it out. So, what do you guys think of the Kobe Bryant? The Kobe Bryant Memorial. Talk to me. Let's hear it. Hey, Christina, how are you? What do you guys think of the Kobe Bryant Memorial? Did you guys watch it? Do you think it was too much limelight or?
Well, I just come to the realization that that's just how it is now. If you're a celebrity, if you're an athlete, if you a public figure, big time politician, anything like that, that's how your memorial service is going to be nowadays.
Yeah, that's sad because it so takes away from, I guess, I don't know, the naturalness of having a memorial service. It's like everybody's fake. That's what it feels like. Everybody's fake.
Well, it's just that everything is commercialized now.
Yeah.
Everything is commercialized now. So your most private, intimate, sacred moments, depending on if you in a public eye,
right,
that shit gonna get commercialized. Somebody gonna try to exploit it, somebody gonna try to highlight it, and somebody gonna try if they can to make $1 off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What? They didn't let a nigga in? They didn't let me in? What's up, man? It's your boy Squeaky.
On Prime Media.
I'm praying up in this thing, man. Yeah, man. We
talking to you guys live.
You know what I mean? We back at it, you know what I'm talking about? We was talking about the Kobe Bryant Memorial. What y'all thought of it, you know what I'm saying? Was it respectable or was it a spectacle?
Right.
Also, we for sure was hitting on the D-Wade situation, with what he is promoting as his his child's sexual identity. And, that is different than sexual preference.
Oh, yeah. So what is it? His sexual identity?
Yeah, not his preference. He's not saying that he's gay and that he... He's saying that he no longer wants to be a male. He wants to be referred to, identify as a
on paper and documents and
everything. And so Dwayne Wade is promoting going as far as having an actual sex transplant operation to make him a transgender, to remove his...
He gonna do his child like that?
He's promoting that.
Doing that for his child?
Yes.
So he gonna let someone cut on his child?
Yes.
To change his baby's sex?
Because that's what the young man want, or young
man. That's not the way you do that. That's what the young man
wants to do.
That's not the way you do that. That's not the way you handle that. No, that's not the way you handle that.
That's what the young man want to do.
I'm sorry.
And And, you know, he came out and said that
That's crazy.
he's respecting, you know, where he's standing and that he with it. So that's where they at with that. So that's what, before we go to our main topic, which is double standards, them controversial double standards in society, man, they still exist. Some of them since the beginning of time. We gonna get on to that, but right now we had to, you know what I'm saying, we had to get our take on what y'all thinking about, how y'all feel on that, you know, Kobe Bryant Memorial and D-Wade's decision, man. A lot of people was like, you know what, it's his child, who gives a fuck? It's his child, and if that's what they come to the decision to do, and that's what they want to do as a family, that's their business, and we need to shut up and mind our own business.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought
some
people
was
saying,
like, right on, D-Wade, I support you. That's right. You know, if that's what the
hey,
child feels,
I'm not gonna judge
none of us can.
Yeah,
we are nobody to judge. That's for sure. And that's not what.
And they got money.
We just want y'all. We just want
you can order a child. You can order what child you want now.
What y'all think? Would y'all, if y'all child came to y'all and said, "Hey, moms, hey, pops, I want to identify as the opposite sex of what they was naturally born as," would you be supportive of that at the age of 12 and go as far as paying for the operation to see if
sure
that's what we talking about. So I hope nobody think we trying to make any kind of judgment. We're not passing judgment. We're not, you know, leaning either way.
Because I'll be wondering, what am I doing wrong for this child to come to me and say this to me? How could I get them help to see what's happening? Having been he or she been touched, I mean, something had to happen. Something drastic happened. This shit don't just happen overnight.
Well, that was one of the things that I was saying. Like, I'm surprised ain't nobody. You know, we just looking at the surface. Ain't nobody look deeper into why or how it is in the conversation.
Right. Exactly.
For a 12-year-old young African American, with parents who appear to be, you know, A1 parents, you can't really ask or want for nothing. What's going on? That's a good question. And that seems like that's what ain't nobody really talked about. We done talked about the shock.
Because they skipping over it. Because they got so much stuff going on in Hollywood.
12-year-old
you better be wondering why. Yeah.
Why was this 12-year? And if that's how he feels, that's how
alarming.
He feels. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. Though at the end of the day, and can't nobody change that. That's something him and God is going to have to, you know.
Wow.
Deal with.
And he's going to pay for the operation for his 12-year-old son to be turned into a girl. He still will not ever be a girl, though. That's what people don't understand. You can get cut and be you still who you are, and that's what God made you.
Yeah.
You come here as a girl, you're a girl. You come here as a boy, you're a boy. You can go get some hooked on, add-ons, whatever you want, takeaways, whatever you want to do.
And see, here's the thing about it is like, we know that, everybody know that, but now we're in a time where it ain't even about that.
We're accepting it now because we know it's a crime now to just.
It ain't even about that. It ain't about what you were born as. It's about what you identify as.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And people had a right to identify as something different than what they were born as. And they got real rights behind that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I mean, do what you do, but we talking about let him make that decision when he gets old enough. No, son, I'm not gonna go with you on this. I'm your dad. You're 12 years old, and we're gonna figure out what happened and what's going on.
All right, so let's talk about it.
I'm not gonna whoop him or be mad. I'm gonna be concerned.
All right, let's talk about it because I had a lot of homies on the line, on my timeline talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen people talk about it both ways. You know what I'm saying? Some in support, some not. Some just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now everybody's saying he's too young. how do you know what you want at 12 years old? And then I had a lot of my heterosexual partners, you know what I'm saying? And along with myself, you know, at 12 years old, you know what I'm saying? I was uh I was sexual. I was active like a gangbanger on Crenshaw. You know, I'm just saying.
You know why?
But you know what I'm saying? And I see, I knew exactly.
You should have had your ass at home.
No,
That was you should have had your ass
but
at home.
no, I'm saying I knew exactly what I wanted, Jack.
I bet you did.
At 12. You know what I'm saying?
I
And-
didn't.
Oh,
I had no clue.
okay, and that goes to parenting and household. What you're exposed to. That's the perfect. I'm glad you said that. Because with me and you was a 14-year age gap. So what you saw in your household and the demographic gap. What
Right.
you saw in your household at 12, 14 years earlier in the 70s in Greenville, Mississippi, versus what I saw 14 years later in Oakland, that's the difference.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, imagine 20, 30 years later being 12 and your parents are multi-hundred millionaires.
Right. But that don't make you just wake up and say you want to be a girl.
No, not at all. Of course not. What I'm saying is what you are able to be access to and exposed to is completely different. So, hey, it's 30 years later. He might do know what he wants and know exactly what he wants.
Mhm.
And he wants to be a girl instead of a boy.
No,
Now, my question on that is, if he wants to be a girl and he grows up as a girl, is he going to later marry a man? Is he going to seek a male and identify as a woman and get married?
Mhm.
I mean, you know, but when it I don't know. So I don't know
Mhm.
because I don't know who I guess what I'm saying is like who are we to say if he don't know what he want at 12?
Exactly, Mary. Mary got some comments over here. She say they should wait until he is 18 before he gets the operation. He hasn't even experienced a girlfriend yet. He don't know what he wants. It's too soon. Plus, they should have left that private. Everyone should know that much about its family. Right. Exactly. It's like they gloating about it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Oh, should I? Should I not make my boy a girl? Should I not make my boy a girl? Let me think. Come on, are you serious?
Well,
That's why some of
again,
these kids are so fucked up in Hollywood.
again, it's 2020. We're in the Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Parasite, whatever you name it, you know what I mean? Re-snap, regram era where
That's sad.
your privacy is publicity.
Yeah, that's sad.
Ain't no such thing as private life. Now, yes, there is, because that's up to you. That's your quality control and your own, you know, what you will and won't allow to happen. But in the pursuit of celebrity, some are willing to put their whole everything on display because that keeps them with a check. that keep them relevant, that keep them able to do interviews.
Or they get part of that bullshit that goes down. They have to do it.
Exactly. Come on now. Come on now. I wasn't finna go there, but come on, man.
Yep.
Come on now. You know?
That's sad.
So we're gonna spend these last 15, 20 minutes getting into this topic.
Yeah.
All right. So for the people out there over on YouTube, people on Facebook, man, I know y'all know that it's double standards out here that still plague this hero society. Double standards, man. Things that work for a specific group of people, but another group of people,
It doesn't. Yeah.
Males versus females, young versus old, black versus white. So many double standards, man. When is we gonna break them, shake them?
Double standard. No, I'm good. Double standards is gonna always be around.
Always be around.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
Who says that shit is cool? What the hell? It's just a part of life.
Yeah, it's a part of life now.
So if double standards, which is basically inequality, if that's just a part of life, then why kids wanting to change their sex at 12 and be just part of life?
No, that's not a part. That's
what I'm saying.
Parents ain't raised
that right there.
Parents ain't beat
That's
that
double standard right there.
But something happened.
See that bullshit? That's a double standard right there.
That's got something to do with psychological. That's something psychological with that baby going on. They be trying to figure out why that baby wants to be a girl.
Nah, man. Look
man. What you mean?
No, what I'm saying is, of course, we know that the way that we was raised, when we was raised, and where we was raised, that wouldn't happen. But I'm saying this 2020.
I don't give a damn if it was 2030. The whole thing still is gonna be the same. If it's a duck, it's a duck. If it's a dog, it's a dog. The orange is orange. That baby has a mental problem. Something's going on with that baby mental.
It's something
and that's what they should be focusing on.
Been exposed to.
Not trying to find out whether they're gonna make him a girl.
But see, here's the thing about it though. It
doesn't matter what year it is.
Something that the child is exposed to. Something that
it gotta be something going on.
Something that he's getting exposed to that make him feel like this.
I agree with that.
And the thing about it is, for him to come out like that, and for the family to bounce behind that so much, it's like this shit being going on. It's being,
and it could be a plot for to get more money. Because why what parent brings their they're like your mom used to say, don't let everybody see your underwear. Don't air your underwear to everybody. That means don't tell everybody your business. So why would you take your 12-year-old child's business when he came to his parents and said, and then go to social media with it?
Because just playing devil's advocate.
That's a money move.
Just playing devil's advocate to get in front of cyberbullying, to get in front of the ridicule, to get in front of the embarrassment. Okay, we'll provide our own shock and awe for y'all to talk about, which, okay, it's going to highlight it, but at the same time, we somewhat controlling it because we in front of it. We creating and controlling the narrative.
Right.
Versus you having to go to school, deal with motherfuckers, people attacking you personally on your own Instagram, you feeling some type of way, and then by the time we knowing about it, you ready to commit suicide or some shit like that. That's just playing devil's advocate as one reason why they made it so public. But either way, at the end of the day, you still got to deal with the raw reality. What's going on at home? What's going on at home to make the young man feel like that? Period. And that's what's not being addressed. Ain't nobody that's doing no interviewing, talking about it. Ain't nobody saying nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 black parents involved, 2 females and a male that's helping co-parent this young man. So, this ain't the first time that, you know, this has been known amongst them. That's for them show. But I don't know.
That's crazy. Because, and the reason why I say this because there's no way that your 12-year-old child will come to you, especially in today's society. Especially in today's society, and then you don't think, and they tell you they want to be a girl. They want to prefer. He want
to be recognized.
Just where did this conversation come from?
You want to be identified as a female.
I want to be identified. Mom, I'm trying to imagine going to my mama journey and saying, in today's society,
you can't do that. You can't think.
Oh my God!
You thinking about?
Okay. No. I won't even mention my mom. Okay, my mom now. Anyway, I won't mention my mom. But okay, what I will say, it doesn't matter what decade, it doesn't matter what year, it doesn't matter any of that shit. What matters is you got a 12-year-old coming to his parents and saying he wants to be a girl. That first signal is to say, as a parent,
right,
we need to sit down and talk to you right now.
Okay.
What's going on?
And
find out what's ticking them, what's going on, and see whatever you can do to help them.
You come to a conclusion that your child needs some kind of counseling or something, because they really bent on wanting to be a girl. You send them to counseling and all the shit and all that, and a counselor come out, hey, your child wants to identify as a girl. There's something you guys are going to have to talk about and deal with as parents. Now what?
So the next step you do is say, well, it's not going to happen right now. We're going to work this until however long we have to, but you do that when you get 18. I will not make that decision for you because you're young and you might change your mind later on. You might be kicking with some college buddies one day and you guys go to a frat party and fall on some pussy or something.
So
who knows? You might change your mind.
Okay. That's cool. That's a cool approach.
I mean.
But now on the flip side, I ain't going either way. I just gotta always play devil's advocate. On the flip side, you might not think that you are hurting the child for another 6 years just because they're in your house and they're your child, they're under your roof. You are compressing them.
No.
You are making them be anything but who they feel like they really are.
Go stay with the doctor that's going to change it.
Anybody but who they really feel they are. You're forcing them to be in a box.
No, I'm not. I'm not parent.
Hold on. I'm just saying because
you try to be playing.
If your 12-year-old come to you and they plead to you, they tell you, I know, I'm just saying, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
12.
Because my 12-year-old, we ain't having
12 years
old. I'm just saying, devil's advocate.
12 years old.
Especially especially looking at their situation where
what y'all think?
You're multi-millionaire.
Y'all agree with me?
Your child.
How many y'all agree with me?
Your child is going to be in the public's eye no matter what they do. If they work at Winter Snitching, if they motherfucking change tires, or if he was another NBA All-Star, it don't matter. You are D. Wayne's son. You're always going to be in the spotlight. They know this. So, if you shut that shit down like that, No, you gonna have to wait till you get 18 because you too young to make them time to.
I'm
just saying. Hold on.
I'm going.
What do you not think that is possibly that you can cause more harm to that child?
The harm is already there. What are you talking about? More harm?
Because like I said, it's a possibility, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not agreeing either way. But what I am saying is, it's a possibility that if you tell that 12-year-old, if you tell that 12-year-old, no, I know this how you want to feel, but you can't do this. We're not gonna move forward with how you feel right now. If you feel like that and you still feel like that while you're 18, then fine. But as long as you're in this house, we're not going for it. You don't think that could potentially harm that child? You don't think that child will have resentment?
That's the risk I'll take.
Now that child ain't gonna want to come to you and talk to you about
that's the risk I'll take. You know why? Because I'm their parent, and I'm supposed to keep them safe. Now that child's gonna have to go to school. I'm not all of their high school years, junior high school years, full of resentment, not knowing who they truly are, not being able to. They know who they are. Mentally, they don't, because they didn't already came to you a year. They know they're my child, and they know they're gonna. I'm gonna love them until I'm gonna love them unconditionally. They can't come to you, but they may not feel that no more, because well, guess what? With the biggest, the biggest event in their life. And the biggest issue that they got going on in their life, and you told them that they got to be put on the back. At 12 years old, no, they're 12. I'm just playing devil's advocate. They're 12. You ain't got no goddamn opinion or whatever the fuck they want to call it. It ain't that you in my shit. You're 12. You're my child. I think for you. The fuck? That's what's wrong with parents. They let their child. That's what's wrong. A lot of kids. That's why kids are like they are now. Disrespecting their parents at 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. 15, they ready to whoop your ass if you don't say something to them. Far on the spectrum. I think that's that's why kids are like they are now. I think for you, I think that's a little far on the spectrum. Well, I'm not saying you think for your child, but I'm saying they're not gonna. No, you're gonna tell me it's okay for a 12-year-old child to come to mom and daddy and say it's okay. I just put it exactly. Okay, and say the conversation out there. Okay, it's a real conversation and a true absolute possibility. And I guarantee you that's some of the shit that you guys give me your opinion. Give me your opinion. Be weighing on, because it's 2020 and it's not 19. It don't matter what year it is anymore, where you can tell it's still the same. No, it doesn't matter. It's over. No, because in 2020. You have to have a platform for these kids in today's time to where that ain't no damn platform. That's something psychologically wrong. That I would. That's something like where did this child? But you should be wondering where. But you can't. But in today's times, because back in 1974 when you was 12, I just told you stop. I said I was not gonna bring that up anymore. I said I was not gonna bring it up anymore. No, because I use my but you do have to, because there was a difference. Because back in them times, the suicide rate amongst 12 and 13-year-olds was like never. So we do have to use that comparative a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because we were raised different. You wasn't seeing kids going to school and getting killed. Okay, but what behind bullying? Hold on. Kids. What I'm saying is, now you have a real problem where you got to worry about kids possibly killing themselves. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, of sexual identity. What I'm saying, seen it too many times. Let me say something. What I'm saying is, at 12 years old, you didn't even have the mindset to think to have a conversation with your parents like that. Your mind would never thought, well, let me go to my mom and let her know. I'm saying it should be like that, period. Why are kids coming? Why is it okay for a child to come? Where did they mind? Where did this shit come from?
That's what has to be answered.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out where did it come from.
Okay, so hold on. Let's take a little pause real quick. For everybody that's just coming in, anybody that's just now coming in, if you don't know, we're talking about double standards. But right now, we done got tangled, stopped,
hey,
intertwined, twisted into this hot and heavy topic about D Wade. D Wade, that's right. D Wade and Gabrielle Union. But it's D Wade's son. D Wade gave the green light to go ahead and move forward with allowing for his son to have a operation allowing him to change his sexuality from male to female. And he's in full support of it. And we're just talking about it. Is it right? Is it okay? I don't have any stance on it, right or wrong. I don't feel either way. I just play devil's advocate. However, I do know that if it was me, I would not allow for it to happen with my child. I would take a similar approach as you. If this was,
right,
ever to happen, while you in my house, hey, I understand how you feeling, but I would stay heavily involved. I would stay heavily involved in communicating with my child because I know that that's something that they feel. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not something that I would condone in my household. Now, once they got grown and was outside of the household, if that's the lifestyle that they chose to live.
Because I'm looking at.
But I had to play devil's advocate because it's a lot of people, and that's real. It's real. You do have to understand that the times is different, and the kids is under different pressures than, what we was dealing with. You got kids nowadays that. With this social media, internet shit is a monster.
But you know what? There are good kids that do social media, and there are good kids that watch. Their parents may let them watch something or whatever, and they're good kids.
Yes,
they're honestly good kids. I don't believe every kid that play games and all day are just bad kids.
I didn't say that.
I'm not saying you did. I'm speaking in general. I'm speaking in general. Let me finish talking. Let me finish talking.
The internet and social media. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, what I'm saying is, as a parent, we owe it to our children to keep them safe. We owe it to our kids to listen to them. But at the same time, it doesn't make it like we're not giving them a chance to speak because we tell them, hey, okay, you done came to me. I'm saying my whole point is, where is the conversation coming from, and why it's so cool for your 12-year-old to walk up to their parent and say, I want to be a female.
What if that's what your 12-year-old is feeling deep down inside?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you're feeling. There's a whole bunch of stuff feeling. I don't give a shit. You ain't got no say so. I will go, but y'all see me. I would have boom. That's not cool. That's not cool. That's not.
2020.
I know, but that don't mean it's cool.
These is different kids. You can't beat these kids.
Okay, what you Mary?
You can't put these.
What would you think? What you think? What you think? What you think? What you think?
You can't put these kids through the brutal
what you think?
Regimen that we went through.
No, you can't do that.
They go be.
You can't.
They go be.
I'm not saying you got to do them the same way. You don't got to do them the same way.
But that's what was working.
But you can raise your child. You can raise your child to be on curfew. Yeah. You can raise them to different ways to raise a child. You don't always got to beat them like our parents beat us in the South.
For sure.
But I'm saying if your child come to you to have a conversation like that, I'm imagining a couple of years later when they turn 13 and they feel something. When they turn 16 and they feel something.
12 and 13. Shit.
15, 17, and you gonna every time they come to you and they tell you, well, I got a feeling to move. I'm feeling I'm gonna move my boyfriend in. Well, we're gonna sit back and negotiate that too.
No, you Tell him no.
No.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
And you're not gonna do nothing. You know, not here. Where?
Okay, but that's
I don't want to see you running your ass around here.
that's one thing. But that's getting off track. What I'm saying
No.
is, this is something that this is the one thing that kids should feel like they can come to, if nobody else, their parents, and tell them about how they feel about sex, their experience with sex,
You're probably right.
and their sexual preference, if it's anything outside of
At a certain age.
heterosexuality.
I can see if they
Right.
15, they fit 14, 15, 16.
Yes, that may be the case.
Maybe even 16.
All I'm saying is 2020, and you got teachers with bachelor's degrees teaching children ages 6 through 12 about sexual education, sexual preference,
Okay.
and sexual identity.
Okay.
So this is not brand
this is why they're
new.
coming to their parents saying they can
Exactly.
why
This
they
is not
think
brand
that it's
new.
cool for them to be a
This
girl
is not
or
brand new to a 12-year-old.
you know what? And you know what? I would tell them, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you, but I will be here to support you. God, I can't do that. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying it.
I was waiting.
I was trying.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say you.
I don't know. I don't know. That's some. We're gonna figure out what's wrong. We're gonna figure out what's wrong. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out what's wrong.
Okay, but
Something happened.
I absolutely gonna say. Oh, she said the same thing. I seen that. She said back then I had nothing to say when I was 12 years old.
Did you speak to Wanda?
Hey, what's up, sis?
Is Wanda? Are you still here?
On Perk. What it do? What it do? Hey, what's up?
Wanda, psychologically speaking, his son must have displayed femininity tendencies. I will not allow consent to surgery unless my child was born with genitalia and dominant gender tendencies. Right. Exactly. That's something different. So, that means they're born with both sexes.
Right.
Okay, but you're not gonna. But Wanda, let me just say this to her, because you play devil advocate. I know you are. I love it. Whatever.
I have to play devil's advocate.
Whatever. I just want to know. This is what I want to know. Your 12-year-old comes to you and says, I want to be a girl or I want to be a boy. Take it from there. What you going to do? What you say to him? What you say to him? What you say to him?
Okay.
That's all right.
So peep game check play. Miss Wanda is on to it because she said, psychologically speaking, his son must have displayed feminine tendencies. Abso-freaking-lutely. You will start to see a young man display these tendencies if it's in him around the age of 5, 6, 7 years old. Sometimes earlier, depending on what that young man is exposed to.
That's right.
All right? But around 5, 6 years old is when they're able to put it together and comprehend everything.
Yeah.
So you'll start to see these tendencies. I can guarantee you, like I said, this ain't the first time that they done seen it. So that's why it's not a, whoa, what the fuck? And that reaction to them. That's why they are jumping out in front of it. We with it. We'll do the blah, 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 which is doing too much, of course. We're playing devil's advocate. The reason why is because they've been seeing and watching this for the last 4, 5, 6 years with this young man. Because he used to be on the basketball court, he used to be doing his thing and all that. And then he fell back out of the scene. He didn't stay in the scene like LeBron's sons. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because he got him and one of LeBron's sons, I think it might be LeBron's youngest son, is the same age. Mm-hmm. You know, he fell out of the scene. Mm-hmm. And as he did, I guarantee you, he displayed a lot of these tendencies that we are sure that was to come.
I can believe that.
And we don't know how much or how it was or to what degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't know how they handled that as a family. You know, well, what you shut them down. You don't deal with them. You send them to a psychiatrist, and that's why I said they may have created a platform where it's cool, and they made him feel okay with his tendencies. And then it get to the point to where, okay, now I'm 12. I'm about to start going to junior high school. I'm in the 7th, 8th grade. I'm finna start being around other boys that's into girls. The pressure about to be on. I'm D-Wade's son. I need to go to my parents and let them know how I feel. They already been seeing me with these tendencies. They know I am who I am. I gotta go holler at them and let them know. Is the child wrong for that? Let's talk about it, man. Y'all holler at me, man. I gotta play devil's advocate, man. I gotta hit you with the side. That's just real life, though. That's just real life.
No, I don't agree with it.
In 2020,
I don't agree with
in 2020, that's how what these kids, some of these kids is dealing with and going through that shit. We didn't have to go through. It was no way possible a conversation like that was even gonna happen or come up at the dinner table.
All I can see. All I can see is my mama. 4'11".
Telling one of your brothers. It wasn't gonna happen.
Here in a backhand, just feeling it. Feeling it.
We know it wasn't gonna happen in our household, in our community.
Because you didn't talk about
time.
Hell, you still believing the Stark was bringing a motherfucking baby to town.
Man.
And you in 7th and 8th grade taking science class. You think it's a Stark bringing the baby to town.
Different times.
Now it's like.
Now you can go on YouTube or whatever and see a virtual childbirth.
There's too much information, man. Too much information.
So it's like the times is different, man. It's like
I feel sorry for the generation.
The thing about it is parenting styles.
I feel sorry for this generation. I really do. I really do.
All that has to change with the times too.
Let's do an open forum. Let's keep talking. Because I want to know this one thing. You know, times was different. So it's a lot of shit that it's like we looked out for before we did it. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew we was going to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, it's like the kids has no, they don't even do kids get punished anymore?
You know what?
You put kids on punishment?
This is how I see. This is how I see the youth. And it's crazy because I feel sorry for I really, that's why I advocate a lot for the youth, because I feel sorry for them. Because a lot of this shit that they going through and the reason why they act the way they act, it's not their fault. Like I used to talk about it. It's a lot of systematic.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Because even the poor parenting, and I'm not making no excuse for you just downright lazy ass, just ratchet bitches.
I think they're spoiled.
And these no good, bum ass, nothing niggas that don't want to take care of their kids and be in their children's lives. I'm not talking about that. I'm not excusing y'all. Mm-hmm. But what I am talking about is it's a lot of systematic things that's in play that just is purposely designed to fuck each generation up more and more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother show, but it's you can kind of understand and see why, in general, Generation Z is fucked up.
Mm. Like zombies walking around.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? It's like
everybody's high on marijuana.
Or something. I mean, just
You know
not
what I'm
even
saying?
not even that. It's just
It's
like
zombified.
the what we do, what we eat, what we say, what we hear, what we think, what we it's just repeated.
It's more. It's like a lot of followers now. A lot of followers. All you got to do is have a trend. Boom. I have something you wear. I want to be like that. You know, I want to be like that. You know.
And so imagine being 14 in that, 13 in that.
You know what? I can't imagine because I can't imagine that because it never happened.
Exactly.
So I can't imagine it. So but I know this won't happen if you was my child and you came to me at that age. I'm gonna sit down and talk to you. I'm not gonna whoop your ass. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm gonna sit down and talk to you. But I'm gonna research on why you. First of all, I ain't never gave you the. I'm not saying that something happens to you, you don't supposed to tell me. I'm saying on this subject right here.
What other subject was your? What other subject could your child? I mean, because you gotta think about it like this here. That's one of the biggest subjects that your child could and should be able to come to you about. That's no different than if your child was sexually abused or molested. That's something sacred. That's something, it's like, I'm not gonna tell nobody else, but I know I can go and tell my mom or my dad. Same shit. It's like, I feel like this on the inside. I feel like I should be a girl. I'm sorry.
That's what I would probably do. And I know you.
I'm playing devil's advocate, y'all. But if your son come to you and like, I feel like deep down inside, I want to be a girl. I should be a girl. Your child should be able to come to you and say anything.
Okay.
Your child should be able to come to you and be like,
yes, you're right.
I want you to go, man. Don't tell nobody, man. I killed somebody. You making me whatever it is. Your child should be able to come to you.
Listen, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm saying what possessed their minds to come to me with that. Right.
Well, that's something different. Like I said, that's
something's got to be going on.
But what a lot of people is saying though, like I heard y'all saying earlier too, is you ain't got no right to be coming up to me at no 12 years old.
What possessed their minds
to what you want to be?
That's fucking true too. But I'm trying to see before that step. Before that step,
that ain't right.
What possessed your mind and made you feel free? That's like your 60-year-old. Hold on. You got a good relationship with you got a good. Oops, I'm sorry.
Baby.
You got a good relationship with your father. You 16. You're starting to date now, right?
I've been dating.
So scenario.
Okay.
You starting to date now, right?
Yep.
So, Pop, he always tell you be careful, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And so it's different than your 16-year-old coming home and say, "Hey, Dad, this girl want to give me a hand, but I don't know. I ain't never had it before. Can you give me some pointers?"
What's different than what?
I'm saying you just don't go to your parents and say some shit.
Oh, certain things you just
don't do that.
But that is getting advice from your dad on a specific sexual.
But I'm saying the conversation alone. What? Okay.
No, this is different though.
This is
dad. I like to play with the dolls more than I do the G.I. Joes. Dad. I like to wear skirts more than I like to wear.
I understand it's more than depth, but it still doesn't excuse the fact that where you get your mind to talk to you to ask that
Dad,
question.
I want to be a girl.
I would never thought to say.
Obviously, the young man has happened to been.
So okay, so we got to pass the point.
He's
Now
had to been displaying that he wants to do this.
Okay, but we got to pass the point now. Okay, you didn't ask me the question now.
Right.
Like I said, my first initiative is to sit down and talk to them and tell them I will be there to try and get through this. I don't agree with it. You're my child. I love you. But this is not what I choose for you. That's gonna fall off the table. It's not this. This is not what I want for you. But at this age right here, you're much too young. You're much too young to make that decision on your sexuality.
But
I can't stand and support you at you because it ain't gonna happen in my house at 12 years old. Huh?
No, I was just making a comment. Somebody saying what's up.
You're not gonna make that decision in my house anyway. I'm responsible for you. It's my responsibility. And you having nightmares because you ain't no bitch. It's one thing. That ain't gonna happen. I'm not feeling agree with it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Now, and see, here's the thing is because it's like, that's one of them things too, like as a man, when you have a son, you want your son to be everything that you was and more. You know what I'm saying? You want your son to be ultra masculine and, you know, just to be that guy. And if you see that that's not the case, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be heartbreaking. I think what D Wade is trying to do is he's trying to jump out in front of the embarrassment
of the social media
and everything.
Well,
because he is a superstar. He's a superstar, and he's privy to the damage that his child can go through. He knows exactly what can happen to his child if they don't jump in front of this. Now, is he handling it correctly with what he said in support of the operation? In my opinion, of course not. Of course not. I don't agree with that.
What you guys
that ain't happening. But I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to jump out in front of it. And because he know that at the end of the day, that's going to be the elephant in the room, and during interviews or whatever, people going to talk about that. So you came out and said that you want to be a girl. So, how do you feel about the operation? Will you blah, 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 blah? Eventually, will you try to blah, blah, blah? How does your parents feel about it? All that's going to come. So they're trying to jump out in front of it right now.
Okay, I can see that tactic.
We got comments on YouTube.
I can see that tactic.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's Gabrielle Union jumping out in front of that shit.
Go ahead and read the comment.
Dwayne, tell them this and tell them we support it. Tell them that we're going to have the operation. We support it. We're totally for it. And let them,
Read the comment.
All right. Mary said, they can tell me how they feel.
We read that one.
Doesn't mean I have to agree. Okay. And Wanda said, believe it or not, it could be he is not wanting to be under the scrutiny of his father's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to be a female. Mm-hmm. I heard Dwayne had issues growing up. Also, the separation from his mom. Ain't no telling what's going on in that household. Mm-hmm. Mary said, yes, times are different, but 12 is still 12. And that's too young to make that kind of a decision.
Exactly. You're talking about somebody's sexuality. Yeah. You're talking about changing your 12-year-old sexuality.
I understand.
You're not talking about, okay, you can wear makeup and a wig and some jeans. whenever you get ready to. We're talking about changing their private part at 12.
No.
You think that's cool?
No. I didn't say that. First and foremost. See, that's what I love about
hell
one person,
no.
man. I know how to flip this shit, man, to get y'all juices pumped, man. I don't support nothing. First and foremost.
That's the first what Chicago. Yeah, well,
who?
Ain't no comments over there. Okay.
No.
Yeah, well.
I don't support nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
You have to consider. That you cannot compress that child thoughts.
They already compressed.
No, man. I'm telling you, man.
They already compressed. Something's compressing them.
Something's
compressing them.
The Wades know something about that child.
Yeah, they sure do.
They've been knowing that child.
So, but my thing, okay, they know all of that. But why can't they tell their child, I'm not going to make that decision for you at 12 years old. You have to make that decision when you get 18. I'm responsible for you. I love you, and this is why I make this decision. I can't support you on this one until you get 12. And as long as I'm raising you, you're going to have to do what I say in my house. Point blank, period.
Okay.
And that's how you end
now, if they have a opposing stance on their parenting approach, then what you just said, does that make it wrong?
Well, from the child's view?
From the parent's view.
If the child has an opposing stand against what I just said?
If the parents have an opposing, if the parents feel, no, I support my child's decision when it comes to their sexual identity.
Are they wrong?
And I'm going to go ahead and
I'm not the one to judge. I can't
for
say
them to
wrong.
make that decision. And I'll be
I won't be the one to say that.
The decider of when we have the operation, but yes, I'm okay with them having an operation.
Yeah, well, I can't make that decision for them. I can't say that wrong.
Okay.
I can't say that wrong.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Because everybody got their own opinion and feelings. Who am I to judge them? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it. Just put it that way. I wouldn't do it.
Hell to the no.
I think a child should be in a child's place because now there's no children. That's leaving from being a child, that innocent child, to being something totally. So this child don't get a chance.
Yeah, it's deep.
What happened to playing with cars and trucks and okay, you like playing with dolls? Play with dolls. I play with boy toys. I play with Kent and all kind of other shit. Okay, but guide them and maybe you need to go. I don't know. You can't change them. They're gonna be who they are. But you gonna have to accept it. That's what you got to deal with, accepting it. And if you support it, that means you're gonna be buying them different shit and letting their little boyfriend come over at 16 and things like that. You know. I take it away one day at a time.
All right. So Mary says, I agree with Wanda, right? Wanda, I totally agree. Wanda then said on YouTube, Wanda said, parenting and allowing the children free will and choices. We can talk about your feelings, but I'm going to give you the real and the raw, whether you like it or not. It's a no. And Mary says, right, Wanda.
Right.
Wanda says, we know you don't support it, bro. Compress my ass. You trying to compress me. I agree, sis. When you become of age, I will love you regardless. Therapy, here we come until 18.
We're going to do what we got to do.
Mary. So what if he decides he wants to jump off a building? Should they agree to that? No, of course not. That's ending the child's life.
He ended.
We're talking about his sexual identification. You know what I'm saying? It's two different things.
At 12-year-old, that's just you. I couldn't sign a piece of paper to say you can do this to my child at 12. Anything can happen in the waiting room. I mean, I think about his health. I think about everything. Everything adults go through at 12.
What's this say? So what if he decides he wants to jump off of a building? So they agreed to that? No, I mean that's committing suicide.
Yeah,
I tell him, if you want to commit suicide, then you gotta wait till you 18 to do that too. Then you just gonna marry you a white woman.
So,
my bad.
All right. What time is it?
Oh,
it's 9:10.
Mary says, so what?
Guys.
Same shit, different bad decision. For real.
That's so. I would like to have somebody comment or something.
What y'all think, man? What y'all feel?
Everybody's quiet. Oh, somebody commented.
What you got? Charles said something.
No, Todd Dorsey said.
They just said they watching.
Oh, they watch. Oh, hey, you guys. What's up? So, what you guys think? Should you? How would you have Charles? You know, from Mississippi, right? I know we ain't gonna go back. I ain't gonna go back on how parents raised us and all this. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, it don't matter what year, it don't matter what decade, it don't matter what the fuck. What matters is your 12-year-old is coming to you and saying they want to be a girl. Yeah. You don't sit there and turn around and say, oh, let me campaign for it. Let me go ahead and then make my decision to make sure you fulfill your dream of being a girl.
Going in.
And all that. Who the fuck does that? So that ain't what a parent's supposed to do.
We've been talking about all kinds of shit, double standards. But right now, what we're talking about is the D-Wade situation for y'all that just.
What I mean, Charles. What?
We got a couple people just came to YouTube.
What would you do?
What? We're talking about the D-Wade situation, the approach. Is D-Wade and Gabrielle
they making money off that shit.
Wrong? Is it right? Would you do it? Would you allow it? How you feel? How you don't? Do you give a fuck? Do it matter? That's what we've been on for the last 30 minutes, and everybody been dropping in and commenting on it. I've been playing devil advocate. You know what I'm saying? I always got to play devil advocate just to make the motherfucker think. You know what I mean? But I don't support it personally. You know, but I wouldn't have took that approach. But are they wrong? And then I busted it down on how and why I could see them taking that approach. Mary on YouTube says, Wanda, they really should have left that shit private. Now the whole world knows that poor young man business.
Right,
he is
exactly.
Going to be bullied now. No. But see, here's the thing about it.
Right.
Here's the thing.
Come on, devil advocate, DA.
Here's the thing about that, though.
Come on, DA.
The DA must come in, devil advocate. The DA will speak. Here's the thing about it. They jumped in front of that shit. So he could go to school tomorrow and they ain't go. What joke can you say to me?
I see what you're saying, but that still don't stop. And some kids don't give a fuck.
Of course. You still go get the memes. You still go get all that. But it dumbs that shit a whole lot down compared to if you thought that I was just a boy and I was just doing this and all that. See, because now I can go and be me. I can go and do whatever I need to do. You feel what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh, you go have to go through all the junior high school and being on the low, and you done been forced to try to play basketball with men and young men and shit and all that shit. Then motherfuckers go back. Oh, he was in the locker room with me and all that shit. And then they find out, oh, and then it's just ridicule. And now you feel like you want to kill yourself. Now the whole world knows what they do on your terms.
Right, but they done made it so much of a social media thing till people gonna look at it like, oh, look at him, he's so cute, and he want to be a girl, you know, and that's what's that's what's wrong now because we accept shit so fucking quick. That's the first thing we do with John. Oh, really? And we go out and accept that shit. Okay, hold on, but let me talk for a minute. I mean, let me say. Damn,
You let her talk.
no shit.
All right, come on.
No,
Go ahead.
that's
That nigga mad. All right.
you don't agree with your child, and then go check and talk, and then go flying around and want money for. Oh gosh.
All right, so Lathea on Facebook says, "Hey, what's up with it? What did I miss?" We let her know what was going on. Then she turned around and said, "I have 3 boys. I'm not with it at all. This is not okay." Lathea then said, "We live in a world where it's acceptable. 10 or 20 years ago,
Now,
there would have been no discussion."
now, and you
That's
would
exactly
even,
what we
and
said.
you, baby,
That's exactly what we said.
watch this video back. You wouldn't even thought to come to your parents and talk about a subject like that. What gave him the? They done made it feel okay. You have your opinions and that's good. I can deal with that nowadays. I can deal with that nowadays.
It's 2020.
I can deal with that nowadays.
and
Kids
1/4.
got opinions now. That's one thing. That's why
It's,
kids
two,
are so
it's
disrespectful now.
2020 and 1/4.
You know
And
what?
it's
You know what
almost
happens when kids start getting
2021 already.
opinions? They start disrespecting their fucking parents and their
And
elders.
every year that go by, they
That's
get
the
more and
fuck
more
happens. When
disrespectful,
kids
more
start getting
nasty.
opinions, they start disrespecting them fucking
But guess what?
elders
But guess
and their
what?
parents.
It's not their fault all the way.
Fuck out of here.
The DA is speaking. Devil's advocate. It's not all the way their fault.
Whose fault is it?
It's a lot of to do with the system.
I understand, and you
And
know,
also-
everything. Look, everything ain't blamed on the fucking system.
Not everything, but we don't.
Okay?
We don't.
Disrespecting me
We don't go deep.
ain't blaming on the system.
You know, okay. So, do you know how the system has a direct connect with that disrespect that we see from the youth?
Maybe so, but if I've been raising you in my house under my rules and you've been doing what you're supposed to do, there is no reason why you go out in the system and do what you do and then come back here and think you've been disrespecting me. You got me fucked up.
We ain't talking. Oh, okay. But now let's take that back and keep.
You know how
that
many
same-
parents are going through that shit right
I
now?
know, but let's keep that back into the play and talking about the decision that D-Wade's son made. Same thing. They're in their mind good parents. They're doing what they're supposed to do, doing what they need to do.
Exactly.
But then they son come to them and they come to them with this decision.
Exactly.
And they let them know how they feel. And if the parent supports it, can we say that they are wrong?
I won't say the parents wrong because I don't judge people's opinions on what they feel. If they think they're doing something right by letting their child go out there, I think first of all, you don't go and promote it. Why would you go and promote it?
We got yeah.
Because they're celebrities.
We got microphones in here. You ain't gotta holler.
How many people that they? How many people? Because I don't like when you mess with the kids. I don't like when you mess with the kids. I'm sorry. I have a heart for kids. You don't do kids like that. I don't know damn who kid it is. That's a child. That's a child. How you gonna explain that to anybody? Oh, we sitting around the dinner table and we sitting around the dinner table and about 8 of our friends at the house and little Bobby they'll turn to little Debbie and he comes from the back. He's switching and got his little clothes on.
Okay, so why you?
He got to get it on because that's what they do.
No, when you saying that, why you gotta have that impotence when you saying that? Why you gotta make it seem like it's such a wrong thing to be a transgender.
It's not anything wrong with it. We're talking about a 12-year-old child.
Right.
Because he's a kid.
And here's another thing too. Let's make sure that we always make clearly that they didn't say that they was gonna have the operation right now.
Okay, but why promote it?
They're okay with it.
Why
all they're saying is that they are okay with their child changing their sexual identification, even through.
Did they say we're okay with you changing your identity, and we're gonna be here to support you until you turn 18?
They didn't put up 18 on it. No. Whenever they decide as a family that it is the right decision and that child is old enough, they ready to do it. That's what they saying.
Well, when he's grown, he can do the hell he want to do.
It may be before he grown. It may be when he's 14. It may be in 6 months. Whatever they decide as a family.
You let the kids be kids. Let the kids be kids.
Whatever they decide as a family.
Okay, I have a comment over here. Bobby says, if he wants to be whatever parents has to let him know he don't have that choice until he is grown. And since he was born male, he has continued to be male till he turned 18. That will be my rule. Exactly, mine too.
Okay, Bobby and Whitney. If y'all do that, y'all don't think that y'all is gonna be hurting that child just as much as you're helping them? Or how much do you think you're really helping them if you tell them that you can't? I know you this, but I'm gonna make you be this up until you're 18.
I ain't making you be nothing. You is what God made you. But now you are male, and you in my house. I'm your mother. I protect you. I take care of you. I feed you. I even know when you take your first shit, last shit of the night. I know everything about you. You are in my house, and I'm gonna make sure you're okay. You're too young for it right now. Your mind may change next year. You may lick up on some pussy and decide to be a male.
Yeah,
I mean, decide not to want that no more.
That might be the case, but what if that's not the case? And what if he's going to school? And what if he's trying to fit in and he's trying to play sports and he don't because he's awkward and he can't get no friends? What if he be like that little boy who just saw home 60 days in? The one that couldn't fit in with nobody. Do you want him to go through school like that? Trying to be you might turn him into a killer.
First of all, he already
what if you turn him into a killer?
First of all, he's already something's already wrong. Something's already wrong.
Ridiculed. Exactly.
Something's already wrong.
So that's what I'm saying. So and see for the people that's just now.
So he gonna get better because he's a now girl.
Hold on. Playing devil's advocate for the people that just coming in. So what we talked about and what we discussed is ain't no way in the world that this young man wasn't showing these traits and tendencies.
Yeah, I believe he was showing traits.
Mighty long time before.
Yeah, and I believe the parents. I believe the parents knew it. I believe all of that.
With that being said, you mean to tell me you seeing your child, you see your little son coming around and he ain't quite as masculine as the other little boys his age. And he do a whole
that surgery could hurt that baby, and he just a child.
Yes, I know that. I understand that. What I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
messing with my baby.
If he has these tendencies, and you know that your child is what they are, but you tell them, I'm not going to allow for you to do this until you're of a certain age or while you're in my household. do you not think that will have negative impact on the child as well? That's my question.
It probably will, but you know what? It's going to be for their best as they grow and develop and get grown and make more decisions that they may make. They're going to make other decisions and say other shit that may not turn out to be what they want. They're going to come to you with a bunch of shit if that's the case. But their minds are changing at 12. Today I want ice cream. Tomorrow I want pickle. The next day I want a hamburger. The next day I want pizza. Their minds change. It changes. So why make them take? So why would you allow them or even pay for them to have a surgery before 18?
Hold on, though, because we're talking about something very specific and something that usually is lifetime unless an event happens to change it. Because if he's feeling like this at 12, I don't see anything that's going to change him unless something happens.
We don't know. That's a chance I'll take.
Unless something happens, there's more than likely nothing.
That's a chance I'll take.
Because you got to look at it on the flip side as a heterosexual.
I'm
heterosexual at 12 years old, and you thinking about, man, I'm a young man and I like girls and I'm trying to get this. Ain't nothing gonna change that unless something happens.
I don't know. That's why I said he may slip up on some pussy. Who knows? That may change him. There have been incidents where shit happens and motherfuckers change. As simple as that. I'm not saying if that's the life you live, be over 18. That's all I'm saying.
I don't understand.
He need to be over 18. He can't be under 18.
Okay.
As simple as that.
So you would say, okay, I'm okay with what you feel.
I don't agree with your lifestyle or what you want to do with yourself. I love you.
If
I'm
that's
here.
what you want to do, that's fine.
But I don't support you want to be a woman before 18. No. I don't agree with you trying to change your sexuality, period.
But once you're 18,
but you make your own decision at 18. As long as I take care of you, you're gonna have to be who you are because you're too young to make that decision.
Wait. You're gonna have to be who you are. What do you mean?
Who God made you? What God made you?
Okay.
A boy.
Okay.
Shit, the fuck?
I was trying to play that shit out like a motherfucker.
You be making me mad.
You gonna be over there. You are gonna be who you.
You're not gonna be nothing else than what you is. Read the comment.
Oh shit. I'm done. Oh fuck. He ain't fully developed yet. He's still growing.
She said,
he really needs to wait before something grow back.
What did he say? What did she say?
Sis said he ain't even fully developed yet. He's still growing. He needs to wait before something grow back. Mary said, I don't think it's a doctor that will do that surgery until he gets grown. Shit. Have you heard of $100 million? Shit. Let one of them doctors, I got $5 million for the surgery. Shit. LA got a doctor that'll make him into a girl and
exactly, Mary.
Into it.
Exactly.
Shit.
Huh.
Wanda said, same situations at school.
Wanda. Yeah.
They kids witness the transition and they will still have an opinion. Bully and shaming the child. 12 years old, the mind and behavior do change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. But But what if it did?
What?
What if his mindset don't change and you just compress his feelings and thoughts for the last 7 years?
Well, they're gonna be compressed until he turns 18. They're gonna be
The
compressed.
resentment.
He gonna be resented until 18.
The resentment.
All of it.
And now he got to go to school and fake
He'll
his feelings and fake like he's something he's not, or deal with even more ridicule. And you think that they have,
they shouldn't put his business out like that.
Whatever they go through,
that's his parents' fault. They shouldn't put his business out like that.
The tiniest bit of whatever they going through, you think that they not gonna blame their parent for that?
He gonna blame him anyway because he put his business out like that. He probably didn't even want everybody knowing that about him.
No, that was part of the plan.
Well, then can't complain about it.
They're not complaining. That's the thing about it. We're talking about it. Everybody else talking about it. This shit. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Like, this probably was like something they decided to do probably like 6 months ago, and it's just now hitting the fan for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They probably really came to this realization like a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying? He probably had this conversation with this little motherfucker like I'm saying, like 10, 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And probably been figuring out how we gonna jump out in front of it, how we gonna, you know what I'm saying? They probably think about everything. Okay, you finna turn 12, you finna go to junior high now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, man, I'm telling you, man. Trust me and believe me. It's a lot of damage control being attempted with this situation. And in my opinion, depending on the circumstances, they know their household situation more than anybody. I feel like if they shoot and they shot like that, it's to the point to where they've already pretty much created a narrative. They had already created a narrative. And that part is the part that I'm concerned about, because in that, yes, there can be some potential harm done to the youngster, as far as psychologically is what I'm talking about, because they're gonna have movies, books, all kind of shit behind the shit if it actually goes through. And even just to build up, if it actually happens or not, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna go through.
John, what's up? Keith, what's up? Ms. Vic?
So, it is 9:30.
It's time to get up out of here, man. We finna go to Shake and Bake, get up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, for real. We sure do. We gonna be back at it again on Thursday.
We'll be back.
Go ahead.
Well, we'll be back on Thursday. This Thursday, yeah.
Anything you need to announce?
Yeah. So you guys, if you're in the Sacramento area, surrounding areas,
916,
Stockton area, Fresno, wherever you live at,
Valley Joe,
they have Black Expo up here in Sacramento, and it's gonna be this weekend.
What's Black Expo?
Black Expo is basically where a lot of businesses come together to throw a big seminar, basically a big expo
big
to show. Yeah, and then they have entertainment
and businesses.
A lot of different businesses, big
all
businesses.
Kind of vendors.
Yeah.
Black market.
Very nice.
Performances.
They have performances. But anyway, comedians. I don't know about no comedians. Do they have comedians?
I heard a bunch of shit going
on.
Y'all better.
They did say comedians.
I heard it's a bunch of.
So I'll be performing at the Black Expo.
Who?
I will.
Who will?
I'll be performing at the Black Expo this Saturday.
Black Expo, Sac State.
Y'all come out at Sac State.
When? Saturday.
Okay. That's the day I'll be performing.
What time is
I
this?
could have did Sunday and did gospel, but I'm not ready for gospel. I don't want you guys to know my gospel side yet. I got a powerful gospel side. But I introduce y'all.
What's the time of the event? From what time to what
The
time?
event starts 11 to 6.
11 to 6.
11 to 6.
Y'all hear that? Y'all
This
hear that?
Saturday,
On
so
my
if you're
page?
not busy,
You and Sac?
come out to Sac
Pull up.
State.
11 to 6.
11 to 6
State,
o'clock.
Sacramento State. The Black
So be
Expo.
on part.
You can't miss it, man. You go see all the vendors, the tents up.
Love you too,
Black
Sissy.
Expo, Sacramento State University, Sac State. 11 to 6.
Thank you.
This Saturday. Pull up. Holla at your boy, man. All right, man. Well, I'm finna, get up out of here, man. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. Take one day at a time with this eye, and heal up. You'll see me at a local open mic comedy coming near you. JB's Wednesday, something on Thursday, something again and again. Love y'all, man. Keeping it moving.
Peace
And
out.
no matter what, we gonna do. We're gonna stay.
On firm.
Holla. We out.